Just like that. Check this out. See that picture? It's badass, right? So we're talking about seeds today. Many people believe they know what a seed is. Many people believe that seeds grow into plants. Many people believe that they have some sort of control over what a seed can or can't do. Many people believe they have some sort of say over how a seed can grow. Jesus told a story. It's called the parable of the sower. Basically, there are 3 types of places that the seed can be cast. Cast. When you're sowing. And you gotta remember, you reap what you sow. This is the biggest misconception, even though it's a conception that we all have, that we don't understand. Reaping and sowing. These terms seem old and outdated. But you have to understand what a seed is. This coffee is old. Now it's iced coffee. What is a seed? And who plants the seeds? That's always the question. Who plants the seeds? See, the nature of the seed is unchanging. A seed only does one thing. Given the right circumstances, a seed only does one thing. In the parable of the sower, there's 3 different ways that the sower can cast the seeds. I wonder if I would prepare it, I would find it in here. I'm sure I'll find it at some point and come back and make another video that explains it better from Paramahansa's point of view. Yogananda, right? But here's my point of view. There's 3 different ways you can cast a seed. You can cast the seed out, just out, and maybe it grows, maybe it doesn't. It's got a good chance of being eaten by something. You can cast the seed and have it fall into the ditch, and there's a good chance it might grow into something, but it's very rare that it's going to be able to grow through the weeds, right? And then there's the way that everybody knows how you do it, where you plow the fields, plant the seed alongside all the others. But here's the thing. It's possible to grow a tree, to grow a plant that bears fruit in any type of environment, regardless of the circumstances in which it's planted. That's why you have to ask, who's planting the seed? What's the nature of the seed? See, very often we have the opportunity to plant seeds, but the garden that we're trying to plant in is not plowed, it's not fertile, and the only thing it grows is weeds. And actually, whenever we try to weed the garden fights back because the weeds have their own will to live. And who are we to take away the life of anything? And given this understanding, it becomes difficult to ethically plant seeds, to enforce one's will. And this is where a lot of people get stuck, because we believe we're the ones planting the seeds, and we don't realize that we're the field that the seed is being planted into. And we're not sure where the seeds are coming from. It was Jim Rohn said, most people don't stand guard at the door of their mind. So you have no idea what's coming or what's going. Who is coming or who's going. And we have seeds coming in being planted, sowers coming in and sowing, and we end up reaping whatever the hell it is that they've been sowing. And we don't exactly know. And our mind doesn't really care, because our mind does one thing: it grows by its nature. It's a fertile field by its nature. They say the best way to clear your mind, what is it? Lao Tzu said, clear your mind of all thoughts, let all thoughts drift away, and you'll understand the nature of all things. The question is, if your mind is already full with planted fruits and vegetables, is it still possible for you to understand the way of all things? Is it still possible for you to be hungry when you've been fed? Is it still possible for you to understand what I'm saying when you have so many other places to put your attention? So you have to ask yourself, who's planting the seed? What's the nature of the seed? Why am I talking about seeds? The real question is, what's it matter? If we all have the same source, that means there's only one sower. And frankly, it doesn't matter where the seeds are falling, because ultimately one of the seeds is going to grow into a tree that bears fruit. And that fruit is the Word.